Morning, Bob Gustin, Amarillo College. I teach machining technology out here at the college. What we're going to concentrate on today is some fundamentals of measuring using a steel rule, this here, and a tape measure. Now some of you might already know this and that's cool, but maybe some of you don't or are not familiar with what the tools are. This tool is actually a 12-inch semi-flexible hook rule. The hook rule name comes from this. And you'll notice on here we have what we call graduations. I'll turn this over, I guess it doesn't matter which side. We have graduations. That's what these marks are called, or known as in the industry. That's what we call them. Notice up here, and it's covered up on the other end, but I have a 30, can you zoom in? I'm sorry, we'll edit that out.
Okay.
We have a 32nd of an inch graduation here. That means for every 1 inch there's 32 marks. Down here it's covered up by the hook, but it would say 64, and you have 64 marks in that 1 inch period. People, get used to reading your tools and looking at them, not just throw it out there, but this will tell you a lot about how to use the tool. On the flip side of this, we do have metric. Yes, we live in an English metric world. In this case here, we have whole millimeters on the top and we have half millimeter increments on the bottom. Now, to use this tool, first of all, it's not a screwdriver, it's not a putty knife, it's a steel rule, and it should be kept as that. It's semi-precision measuring is what we call it, and we need to just take care of our rules. Don't stick this in your hip pocket and sit down or you're going to have a nice bend in it, and basically at that point you've ruined your steel rule. Now, how do we use this? Well, we have multiple ways. Now, the first thing is when you're measuring, you want to keep your graduations, your steel edge, as close to straight as you can. If you go measuring like this or this, you're going to get an angle, or you're going to get an angle error in it, what we call cosine error in machining, and you're going to have problems. It's not going to give you the right dimensions. Also, learn to split the line and get as close as you can. Now, as close as you can means that on a 64th graduation scale, the closest you will be able to measure is plus or minus 1/64. In my trade, you see a lot of old men sitting around here making bets on how close to the thousandths of an inch they can get when they're using a 64 steel rule. Well, they were just deluding themselves and having a lot of fun trying to win money off their buddy. Okay, in this case here, this part is 3 48/64. Well, what is 48/64? We also have to learn to use fractions and learn to use them correctly. 48/64, if you were to reduce it down, makes 3/4 of an inch. This part here is 3 3/4 of an inch across it. The hook makes it really nice to come up against it. Now, if you didn't have a hook on it, that's fine. You can still measure. You would just butt that 1 inch up. You could set it down on a table like this, measure, and learn that you might have to work from either end. You might not always get to work from the 1. Well, that's just subtract from 12, but you'll come up with the same measurement. And that concludes the usage of a steel rule.